After a barbecue and dinner break, we're ready to roll once again. So the idea is, remember with the Illustrator files, we had this trimmed right to the edge. We had a perfect circle that fit right inside of a square. I mean, how could we possibly do that quickly and accurate? Oh, it's done. So this is why keyboard shortcuts are so awesome. And this keyboard shortcut doesn't exist. It's a custom keyboard shortcut that I'm going to help you guys. We're going to make all kinds of custom keyboard shortcuts, and you don't have to do it. I'm going to hit Command-Z to undo. Okay, the important thing, turn the background layer off. You don't want all this junk here. It's not going to work with all this junk. That's why we jumped this. Jump, select, Command-J to jump. Remember that? Remember? Now we need to trim. Under Image, there's this wonderful command that says trim. And anytime you see three dots, the ellipses is what that's called, that means there's a dialog box. And there is my shortcut, Control Option Command T. And you're saying, Control, this is a Mac. Who uses Control? I use Control. And I use it for my special keyboard shortcuts that I want to keep really simple and memorable. T is for trim. And if you look down at the keyboard, look at on the left-hand side, Control, Option, and Command are right next to one another. I can just put my hand there and tap T with my other hand, and boom, I have that dialog box. So anyway, here we go with Image, Trim. Now, this currently says transparent pixels. And the other options are top left color and bottom right pixel and pixel color. The thing is, with transparency, it will honor the pixel color as well. I don't know. Is Photoshop saying, okay, there's no pixel color. Is there anything else here? And it trims right to where there's no transparency left. So on the edge of this, there's a little bit of anti-aliasing. Here, let me show you. Let me hit cancel. And I'm hold down Command and Spacebar, and then click and drag right here in order to show you this edge. This is anti-aliasing. And when the curve starts to happen, you see it starts to jog. And when you're zoomed in like this, you go, oh man, that doesn't look like a circle. And then you go to, to this view, and yeah, it does. That's how these letters look clean. In Illustrator, these lines really are perfect, and you can zoom in and they're perfect. In Photoshop, they're made up of pixels. In anti-aliasing, the fuzzy edges are what helps your eye see sharp edges, even though this isn't all that sharp. That's actual size. So when you're zoomed in, actually it's actual size on my computer. If I hit Command-2, Command+, there we go. That's actual size on your computer. So let's go back here. And the point is we want to trim. So Image Trim. And Image Trim and Image Crop I use constantly. And they're done for different reasons, but it's so helpful. And then what do you want to trim away? Here I have everything checked because, yeah, top, bottom, left, right, all of the above. And when you click OK, Photoshop makes a perfect trim. And I don't know if anybody noticed, our last image wasn't quite perfect. But there we have this trimmed. Now saving out the various versions of this for our icons, for our journal, and all that, that's another story because we're going to be saving out pings and JPEGs, and we'll get to all that next. But now we have our artwork prepared. And when I was doing this and making this selection, I'm sure some of you were thinking, what is this stupid? How many times am I going to do a circle? Hey, what if you want to use a moon or a planet? NASA has pictures of all kinds of planets and moons. They're high resolution. Man, what if you could select those using, hey, certain keyboard shortcuts in combination with the elliptical marquee in order to make perfect circular. And I know you're going to say, hey, planets aren't circular. And you're right, they're not. But unless the planet's really compressed, like Saturn is kind of a squished egg. But you can make a selection that's an ellipse that still matches it. And, that's further down the road, and we'll get to that. But the automatic selection tools, man, these planets have fuzzy edges, and you get into the shadows, the dark sides of the planet, and then you got space behind it. This is where manual selections rule when you want something like this that's just perfect. But think how many round things there are. How many things you can do with perfectly round selections. Pretty limitless.